Okay, so someone asked me this question. How do I not self-reject? So this in context is you're out on the street or you're at a coffee shop or you're at a club and you see a beautiful girl or somebody you want to talk to, but you're stopping yourself from doing so. Maybe you're afraid of wasting her time, which is really bad. Maybe you're afraid of scaring her or bothering her, or you might think that she's not interested. All these go against all the philosophies that we teach, right? But I understand that there's this starting point for a lot of guys because I experienced the same thing. Now, I will get into practical things you need to do to get over this hump, but I will tell you first what was the most important thing for me. And it's actually what got me started in approaching. Okay, so it's self-love. I know that is super cheesy, but if you think about all the reasons why I said you wouldn't do the approach, a lot of them hint at you feeling like you have low self-worth, that you have nothing to offer, right? And that you don't love yourself. So you need to honestly either go to therapy or find a way to get past this. Okay. Now I go to therapy. But at the time when I was starting out, I actually couldn't afford therapy. And for me to get in like public therapy took a year, right? So I didn't have access to that. So I found a shortcut, and I will credit this to Teal Swan. She had this video, it was called Shortcut to Self-Love. And basically, you create a contract with yourself, and any decision you make throughout the day, you have to ask yourself a question before you make a decision or take action. So, for example, I'm waking out of bed, and some of you would say, get out of bed. But I will ask myself, what would someone who loves themselves do? And I would get out of bed, right? So I would ask myself that question and I would do whatever the voice told me. And this is like a reflection of your higher self looking out for you. And some people are in depth of depression, like in a deep, deep pit, right? So it's really hard to access that at times. But I found when I asked myself that question, the answer came up. Now, taking action on it was really difficult and really easy because sometimes it was like, get out of bed, brush your teeth, shave your head, right? But other times it was talk to that girl. And that scared the living crap out of me. That's actually how I got started in approaching. But what I'm trying to say to you is if you want to stop rejecting yourself, you first have to start loving yourself. Okay. So this is a shortcut you can take on. I suggest you create a contract, like literally write on a piece of paper that you're going to do this or live by this for a week. I did it for a week and then I extended it for a year. And I'm telling you, it will shift your whole life. Okay. So that's the first thing is you need to love yourself so that you have a chance to not want to reject yourself. Okay. Now the practical ways, let's get into that. So practical ways to not reject yourself. First is to take massive action. Now, by massive action, I mean you're taking so much action that you don't have room for thinking, right? You're just doing. It's similar to imagining like someone going like snowboarding, right? When they're in that action, they're constantly thinking about the action they're doing. So their thinking is even external. Okay. That's what we want to achieve. So to do that, when it comes to approaching, I suggest warming up. Now, warming up has like you can do it in so many different ways. The way I like to do it is I like to make sure that I'm saying something to somebody every 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds, I'm saying something to somebody. And better yet, if I'm really in my head, I will literally count out loud 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. And I have to talk to someone before it hits zero. If it hits zero, I create a punishment for myself. If I have a wing, it's really easy to create punishments. It can be money, it can be punching, it can be push-ups. For me, I just do push-ups in public and it looks weird as hell and gives you like a sense of embarrassment, but also realizing that nothing bad happened. And that's the goal of warming up, is creating a safe environment, because right now you don't know that the environment is safe. Okay, so we want to make sure that you know that. Your body needs to know that. Even if you logically know that nothing bad is going to happen, your body doesn't know that. So warming up shows your body that it's safe. Okay. Things that I like to do is think about what state I want to be in when I am now finally going to talk to a girl I like. And usually it's a fun state. So my warm-ups tend to be me saying things that are fun for me. So I might give compliments. I might say like Happy Valentine's Day when it's not Valentine's Day, or Merry Christmas, or Happy Halloween. Just like saying things to people, getting their attention and giving them that, and then walking away. I'm not even stopping them, right? So warming up is just taking massive action, getting yourself out of your head, in your body, and realizing that the environment is safe, so that by the time you are going to see that girl and want to talk to her, you can do it very easily. Okay. And the last thing is stay present. Now, taking massive action is, for me, the most practical way to get yourself present. You can do it through action, but you do want to supplement as well with meditation, right? So meditating before. I like to do meditations before and after. Before, to get myself present, to slow down my thoughts or just not be so attached to them. And then a meditation when I get home to maybe cleanse whatever happened, like to heal all the trauma from talking to girls. Okay. And then active meditation is also something you can try. I am not the best teacher of meditation. Okay. But something that I used to do is just really force my attention on the outside. I would like read the signs. I would focus on how my movements were. So when I'm walking, am I walking, feeling my legs and my body as it moves through the environment, or am I just walking? So am I moving my hand like this, or am I like doing it very consciously? It's it's a lot, okay? But these are ways that you can do it so that you're not in your head, you're in the external, you're in the environment. You want to get out of here and out here, okay? That's where the approach happens. Another thing is, don't think about what you're going to say to the girl, right? You want to stay in action. That's why I like to do these silly things and showcase that it doesn't matter what you're saying. It's not, the first thing you say is not a big deal, okay? You don't want to think about what you're going to say, because all that's going to do is slow you down, make you hesitate, and probably think of an excuse to not do it, right? You need to show yourself what's possible. Your body doesn't know yet. And maybe mentally you don't know what you're capable of yet. Okay, so try not to think too much. Avoid thought and try to get to action. Okay, well, that's it, guys. If you know anybody this would help, share this, please. And why not subscribe? Ciao.